The Watcher in the Window. Rachel had always been a light sleeper, but recently her nights were filled with an unnerving sensation, as if something or someone was watching her. It started innocently enough, just a tingle at the back of her neck that made her shift in bed. She would glance at her window, see nothing but the inky blackness outside, and try to fall back asleep. But each night the feeling grew stronger. One evening, after a long, tiring day at work, Rachel climbed into bed, too exhausted to care about the feeling that had begun haunting her nights. She flicked off the light and pulled the covers up to her chin, letting the exhaustion finally pull her under. But then she heard it, a soft tap, like a fingernail gently rapping against glass. Her eyes shot open, heart thudding against her ribcage. She turned her head slowly towards the window, expecting to see nothing, just her usual paranoia. But this time she froze. There, silhouetted against the moonlight, was the outline of a figure standing just outside her window. Rachel's blood ran cold. Her apartment was on the third floor. There was no balcony, no fire escape, just a sheer drop to the ground below. The figure didn't move, didn't flinch. Its face was pressed against the glass, dark eyes staring directly at her. She couldn't make out any features, but the longer she stared, the more wrong the figure seemed. It wasn't human. Its limbs were too long, unnaturally thin. And the way it stood, motionless, was unnerving, as if it didn't need to breathe, as if it were waiting. Rachel's breath caught in her throat. She fumbled for her phone on the nightstand, her shaking fingers barely able to unlock it. She dialed 911, eyes locked on the window. The operator's voice crackled through the speaker, but she couldn't bring herself to respond. She just stared at the thing outside, praying it wouldn't move. Suddenly, the figure did. It raised a long, bony finger and tapped once, twice on the glass, as if acknowledging her. And then it grinned. The smile stretched far too wide for any human face, revealing sharp, gleaming teeth that reflected the dim light of her bedroom. Rachel's stomach lurched. She wanted to scream, but no sound came out. As if on cue, the window rattled. The thing pressed harder against the glass, its sharp grin never faltering. Cracks spiderwebbed from where its hand touched the window. Just as she thought the glass would shatter, her phone slipped from her trembling fingers and hit the floor. She blinked, reaching for it. When she looked back up, the window was empty. The figure was gone. Rachel didn't sleep that night. In fact, she never slept in her room again. She moved to a different city, far away, to an apartment with thick curtains that never opened. But every now and then, when the wind howls and the night is especially dark, she swears she hears a faint tap-tap-tap on the glass.